candles, and she wants to drink the wine. She wants to eat the challah and have a really good time. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she's come to spend Shabbat. Yes, she's come to spend Shabbat. Yes, she's come to spend Shabbat with me. Shabbat is here, Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Let's wish Shabbat Shalom to some friends. If there is somebody out there, near or far, who you would like to wish a Shabbat Shalom to, go ahead on your own, or with the help of a grown-up, and type their name right here into our Facebook chat box as we wish some friends a Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat is here, Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Shabbat Shalom to the boys and the girls. Shabbat Shalom to the moms and the dads. Shabbat Shalom to the grandparents. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Shabbat is here, Shabbat is here. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Candles burning bright on a Friday night. I'm so glad that Shabbat is here. Let's make ourselves nice and quiet as we join together in these special words of Shema, which are all about the oneness of God. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Are you ready for a story? I know we are. We've had a long week, like I said before, and it has been hard not to complain about a lot of things. Yafa, you were doing a lot of complaining this week, right? Right. And Miriam, you too, right? We've been really bored. We've been stuck in our house. We've been having a hard time trying to see the good things that are happening around us, right? So we thought we would tell you a story that helps us to think about the good things. And this is one of our very favorite stories. What's it called, Yafa? Meshka the Kvetch. Can you say that? Meshka the Kvetch. Meshka the Kvetch. A kvetch is someone who complains a lot. And Meshka was the biggest complainer in all of the town. She complained about everything. She complained that her house was as small as a cardboard box. Every day she'd walk into her house and she'd say, "Oi, my house, it's as small as a cardboard box." And she didn't just complain about her house. She complained about how much her body ached. She would complain about her back. She would complain about her feet. In fact, she would say, "Oi, my feet, they're as swollen as watermelons." And it wasn't just that. She would complain about the people in her life too. She would complain about her daughter, who was too busy in her own life to ever come visit her. She would say, "Oi, my daughter, All she does is focus on her own life. She doesn't even have enough time to come visit me. It's like I don't even exist to her. And she would complain about her son. She would say, "Oi, all my son does is study all day. He sits around like a bump on a kosher pickle." And that's what Meshka did. She would complain and complain and complain. To everyone she saw, instead of greeting them and asking them how they were, the first thing she would do is say, "Oi!" Can you say that? Oi! Now, sometimes it feels good to complain, don't you agree? But if we do it a lot, it can really change the way we see the world.
Oy vey.
And everything continued on this way, as it did every day for Meshka, until one morning, the strangest thing happened. Do you want to hear about it? Do you, Miriam? Okay, it gets a little scary. Are you ready? You, Yafa? All right, when Meshka woke up in the morning, instead of waking up in her bedroom and looking around and seeing the sun shining in, she woke up to look up and see that she was stuck in a cardboard box, that in fact her house itself had become a cardboard box, just like the kind she had complained about. And she wiggled her way out of the bed, out of the cardboard box, and began to walk, but she immediately tripped because she looked down at her feet, and wouldn't you know it, they themselves had turned into huge watermelons. And she rolled her way over to her daughter's house to share with her daughter what had happened to her, and she knocked on the door, and the daughter opened the door and said, "Hello, who are you?" Her daughter did not even recognize her. It was as if she did not even know her at all. And finally, Meshka went to see her son. She walked up to his bedroom, knocked on his door, but nobody answered. So she opened the door, and wouldn't you know it, do you know what she saw sitting on his bed? Not her son, but instead, that's right, a huge kosher pickle. Now, Meshka did not know what to do. Would you know what to do? Would you know what to do? No, I wouldn't know what to do either. So Meshka ran to the town square to find the rabbi. And she saw the rabbi and she said, Rabbi, I need your help. And the rabbi said, well, Meshka, what can I do for you? And Meshka described to the rabbi exactly what had happened from the moment she had woken up that morning. And the rabbi said to her, oh, Meshka, it sounds like you have the kvetch's itch. The kvetch's itch? Yes, the kvetch's itch. The kvetch's itch is not something that you want to have. What that means is when you have the kvetch's itch, you have been kvetching, complaining so much that what you complain about actually becomes true. So Meshka said to the rabbi, Oi, Rabbi, what will I do to get rid of the kvetch's itch? And the rabbi said, the only way to get rid of the kvetch's itch, Meshka, is to think about all the things that you have been complaining about and instead to find something good, to find something positive in each one. Until then, everything will remain as it is. So Meshka said to herself, Oi, what am I to do? Everything I think about has turned true. I guess I'll try to make it positive. So at first, Meshka thought to herself about her house, the house that had turned into the cardboard box. And she began by saying, Oi, you know, my house is small. But then she realized she was complaining again. So she changed her thoughts. She said, I know my house is very cozy, But in my house, I was able to raise my family. I was able to see them grow up. We had many wonderful occasions there. And my house, now that I think of it, is just perfect for me. And then she began to think about her body and her feet. And she thought to herself at first, "Oi, my body aches." But she caught herself again complaining. And she thought, I'm going to try to make it positive. So she said to herself instead, "My body is very strong for a person of my age. My feet still work. My body still works. What a blessing." And then she started to think about her daughter. And she thought to herself, my daughter is so busy. She has a family of her own. She finds time to visit me when she can, and I appreciate that. I love her, and she loves me. And then she started to think about her son. My son studies a lot. He is very knowledgeable. He knows so much. It helps everyone in our community to grow because of what he knows. And sure enough, when Meshka finished doing this, something in her heart felt better. So she took a deep breath and she began to walk back to her home when she noticed that her feet felt normal again. So she looked down, and sure enough, the melons were gone. Her feet were back to normal feet. She walked back to her home, and sure enough, the home was no longer a cardboard box. It was instead her lovely cottage. And then she went to her daughter's house and knocked on her daughter's door. And her daughter answered and said, "Hello, Mama."
She remembered her.
Yes, she did. And then finally, Meshka made her way to her son's bedroom, walking up the stairs of the house into the bedroom. And there, sitting on the bed, was no longer a kosher pickle, but instead her son. And he said,
"Hi, Mama."
And Meshka was happy. So the next time you're feeling a little down and feeling like you might want to kvetch, you might want to complain a little, let's think about Meshka and try to find a way to see something good. It'll make you feel better, and it'll make everyone around you feel better too. Right, guys?
Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. Thank you for the candles, and thank you for the wine. Thank you for the challah that always tastes so fine. Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. What is something, or maybe someone, that you're really thankful for this Shabbat? We have so many things to be thankful for. So if there's something or many things you're thinking about on your own or with the help of a grown-up, why don't you type some of those things here into our Facebook chat box so we can all think about the things we have to be thankful for this week. Thank you for the moms and thank you for the dads. They love us when we're happy, they love us when we're sad. They love us when we don't stop screaming. They love us when we whine. They love us when we aren't getting along with our brother or sister. And they love us when we cry. And no matter how you are, your parents will always love you. Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. we invite you now to gather your family, whoever's with you, close by, as we sing this special blessing from parents to children. If you're not near your children, or if your parents are not near you, that's okay. Just put a hand over your heart as a sign that you're thinking about them. We sing. Ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Thank you for celebrating Shabbat with us this week. We have one more song and we want to hear every one of you singing nice and loud. Are you ready? Here we go. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Let's try it a little bit faster. Here we go. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much for celebrating Shabbat with us. We will see you next week. Have an amazing Shabbat and a wonderful week.